Hi everyone, welcome back. So it's another week of home learning, and as you would expect, we have a new theme, and this week's theme is community. Now, I knew I wanted to do this theme, but I thought I'd better look up exactly what it means. Where does this word community come from? So I had a little read, and I found out that, like a lot of words in the English language, it actually comes from a Latin word. Okay, so the Latin word is communitas, which means fellowship. And there's another Latin word underneath that, communis, which actually means common. So community is about having things in common. Now let's just have a think. What is a community? What communities are we part of? How do you become part of one? Why don't we start with our school community? So we are all part of our school community. You, me, all the teachers, your families, all your schoolmates. And you're part of that because the thing you have in common is that you all attend Wheatfield Primary School. And for your families, you've all chosen to send your child to Wheatfield Primary School. But within our school community, we have different communities. So the Year 1 group, they're their own community. And what have they got in common? They were all born around the same time. Therefore, those children are all in Year 1. I'm sure lots of you are members of things like Brownies, Rainbows, Cubs. Well, you're part of that community. What have you got in common? You attend those clubs. But also, you're part of a worldwide and nationwide scouting movement. So you have that in common. Many of you will be part of a faith community based upon what you believe, and you'll come from many different faith communities, and that will be really important to you and to your families. Lots of you will be part of a geographic community based upon where you were born. Lots of you were born in Bristol. Some of you may have been born in Southmead Hospital, like my children were, but lots of you will have been born in different places in the UK and different places in the world. And you and your families will have a link to those places, and you'll have that link your whole life long. So you might see yourself as part of that community. And of course, nowadays, lots of you are also part of online communities. Maybe it's games that you play, people that you're linked to, and particularly as you get older. So there are lots and lots and lots of communities. I've just talked about a few. But what I'd like you to do, my 24-hour challenge for this Monday, is to think about some of the communities you're part of. I've named just a few, but what other communities are you part of? What communities are your families part of? What communities are part of your history? Have a think about all of those. And when you've thought about that, maybe think about some of the communities that you might be able to become part of in the future. Many of you, when you grow up, you may not end up living in Bristol or Bradley Stoke. You might end up anywhere in the world. You might do all sorts of different jobs, different roles, and you'll become part of those communities. So have a good think over the next 24 hours and see if you can capture your ideas. But remember, communities are all about the things we have in common. See you tomorrow.